persons that are saying in your retirement age, you want to be financially buoyant. You don't want to be depending on other people in order for you to feed, in order for you to survive. You want to be what? Independent. Then what we are showing to you is for you. What you are about to hear this morning is for you. We will be looking at a business that is coming to reshape, to reform the society, to reform how businesses are done, to elevate the people from what? Poverty. That is what you are coming to build. It's a massive business. It's a massive vision that is calling together like minds. That is calling together visionaries, lionic hearts, people that can see what others cannot see. Of course, that's what makes us successful from what? Those that are unsuccessful. That's the difference between the successful people and what the unsuccessful people. Why? Because we, the successful people, we tend to take decisions or actions that unsuccessful people wouldn't dare to make or take. So congratulations to us once again as we will look at what SWIFTtrip is. So looking at the pictures on the screen, we have the aircraft, we have the vehicle, we also have the luggages. In a jiffy, you're able to understand that this business, from the pictures you're seeing here, this business has to do with what? Transportation. The business has to do with what? Mobility. Movement from one place to another. If you can see that, or you can imagine that, then you see correctly, or you imagine correctly. Now let's look at all of the areas we'll be talking about in the course of this meeting, because we have just about 1 hour to exhaust all of these. By 11, we should be done with this meeting. Now, first off, we will be looking at what SWIFTtrip is. We will be looking at where we are as a company. We will then look at how our customers who are not co-owners of this business will benefit from this business. That is if time permits us. If time does not permit, we'll just quickly move to how you will benefit from this business as a co-owner. Because nobody wants to go into a business that he or she will not benefit, right? Yes. So we'll look at how we benefit from this business. So first and foremost, we have the very big question that is on the screen, which is, what is SWIFTtrip? What is SWIFTtrip? And there's an answer to that question, which is this. We say that SWIFTtrip is a Web 3.0 decentralized echo chain enterprise. What does that mean? It simply means we are coming to build something on the latest version of the internet. We are coming to build this business on the Web 3.0. And what are we building exactly? A global mobility, a global commerce service providing business. We are building it on what? The Web 3.0, a decentralized platform that gives you and I the enablement, the privilege to have access, to have control of this business app. And what does that mean? It simply means you and I can patronize, we can access, we can withdraw our money at any time without the validation of anybody, without you trying to reach out to, without you needing to reach out to the CEO or the international admin or the financial admin or the secretary. You don't need to reach out to anybody. You are in charge. You can perform your transaction anytime, any day. And we are leveraging on technologies that are what? Unique, sophisticated technologies like what? The artificial intelligence, the AI, of which we all know what AI is doing today. We know the power of AI. We are leveraging on that. We are building a business that is coming to change our life. And not just our life, that's the good thing. It is coming to change the life of everyone related to us, everyone connected to us. That is why it is important for you to know the circle you move or hang around with. It is very important. Is that circle impacting in you positively? Are they impacting in you positively? That's a question you should ask. Because if they are impacting in you positively, if they get an opportunity like this, of course they will share it to you so that you can be part of those persons that is coming to cause a massive shift in the world at large. Yes. We are coming to cause a massive shift in the business space, in the business world. Because there are things we are coming with that will make every person financially buoyant, of which we'll discuss as we proceed. We are building a system. That is what we are telling you to come on. A global system. And do you know that a system gives you the privilege to earn effortlessly? A system gives you the privilege to earn without what? Your effort. A case study of who? Obasanjo, who is a shareholder in what? MTN. Do you know that that is a system that he has owned? Awolowo own a system in Coca-Cola. These are people that saw or knew the importance of systems. And in SWIFTtrip, you're not just coming to own a system, you're coming to own what? A global system. A system that pays you even when you sleep. Even when you sleep. Look at it. Whenever you and I recharge our phone, every one of us that are in Nigeria, we know Olusegun Obasanjo. Whenever we recharge our phone, it ends according to its percentage. It does not need to be there before it ends. Why? Because he has identified with a system. Come together, let us build not just a system, but rather a global system. Why am I saying that? MTN is not a global business. But then, look at the money he's making out from MTN. How much more a global business? Is there a country that you can mention today that are not into transportation? Is there a country that you can mention today that are not into buying and selling? No. We are coming to own a global business. And congratulations once again to you and I that everywhere SWIFTtrip is launched, we are employing every citizen of that nation. That is why we say this opportunity or this information you're getting now, millions are waiting for this kind of information. And we can tell, for those of us that are campaigning about SWIFTtrip, there are some persons who will just meet and share the idea of SWIFTtrip to them. They'll say, oh, this is something I've been looking for. Don't stress yourself. I want to be part of it. How do I become part of it? We've experienced that, especially those of us that are actively campaigning about SWIFTtrip. So let us come together and build a global business, a global system that is set to make you and I decillionaires. That is set to make you and I virgin trillionaires in dollars. Are you here saying that nobody has become a decillionaire in dollars? Sir, if it does not happen in your time, remember it's a transgenerational business you're coming to identify with. If it does not happen in your time, it will happen in your children's time. Definitely. If it does not happen in their time, it will happen in their children's time. You're coming to own a business that will stay for life, so long this earth remains. That is what you're coming to own. So let us come together and build this. So I've been able to explain to you that SWIFTtrip is a mobility business, a commerce service providing business. Mobility, what is it? Movement from one place to another. And what's commerce? Buying and selling. All of this is what we are coming to build, and many more. Now, we said SWIFTtrip is going to make you a decillionaire in dollars. What are the services that can make you and I decillionaire in dollars? What are the services that we are rendering that is set to make us decillionaire or virgin trillionaires in dollars? Let's look at it quickly. It says, what are SWIFTtrip core services? Now, number one, we have 5 amazing services. We have the first one, which is the aviation. We have the second, which is the e-taxi. We have the third, which is the e-commerce. And we have the fourth, which is the logistics. And the fifth one, the e-commerce, the hospitality rather. The hospitality. These are the 5 services SWIFTtrip is calling you to come on. We are not telling you to come choose anyone here. No, you being part of us, you are owning all of these services and every other services that will be added to these services. And this is one thing I want you to look at, sir, man, listening to me today. All of these services I've mentioned, look at it closely. Is there any that you think is short of patronage? Is there any of these services you can come and say, no, I think this one is short of patronage? Look at it. The aviation, the e-taxi, the e-commerce, the logistics, and the hospitality. Is there any that is short of patronage? The answer to that is no. Every of these services, the patronage is what? Top notch, is high. And all of these services are built on what? Blockchain support. Blockchain. Now, let us roll out all of these services one after the other. Maybe if the name you're seeing here, the aviation, e-taxi, it does not really explain the business to you. So I believe by the time we show them to you one after the other, you will understand. Now, when we talk about the aviation, this is what we mean. Now, we are not telling you that we are coming to just buy the aircraft and then start landing in another airport. No. We are coming to build our airports. Remember, not airport. I said what? Airports in every nation. That is why we say what we are building is not a small business. It's a massive business. We are coming to own our airport. These logos you're seeing here, we are not franchising with them. We are not. We are just showing to you that by the time we are talking about aviation, we are showing to you companies that are into the aviation business. Example, the Airpeace, the Airrig. All of these are examples of the aviation business. Let me be sure those on Telegram can hear me, because the network can be very funny. Please, can we hear me? Ambassador Dr. Tamke. Okay, Mr. Zoputa Noah. Good morning, sir. I've unmuted your mic. Please, can you hear me? All right. Thank you very much, Ambassador Dr. Tamke. I really appreciate it. All right. So we can forge ahead. I've gotten a confirmation. All right. So these are companies that are into the aviation business. Now, we move to the next, which is the e-taxi. What do we mean? We are talking about platforms like the Uber, the Bolt, the InDrive. All of these are examples of the e-taxi business, the e-hailing business. So SWIFTtrip is calling you to come on these services. I believe we all are familiar with the Uber and Bolt. In one way or the other, we must have patronized these companies. Now, let's move to the other, which is the e-commerce. Like I said, this e-commerce is what? Buying and selling. We have the likes of the Jumia, Amazon, Alibaba. All of these are platforms whereby you can buy and sell. They don't need your physical presence before they can sell to you. They don't need you to be there physically before they can sell to you. No. At the comfort of wherever you are, you can just place the order, purchase your stuffs online, and then after buying all of this, you have another problem that has been set before you. What is that? How do you get these things to you? And that is where this other aspect comes in, the logistics. The logistics and the e-commerce work hand in hand. By the time you've purchased your stuff, the logistic platform will help convey those stuffs to you. And do you know the exciting thing about all of this? As these transactions are happening, you as a co-owner of this business, you are earning according to your percentage. It does not matter if you're the one who did it or not, who did the transaction or not. So long you are a co-owner of the business, you're simply earning according to your percentage. Now, examples of the logistic business, we have the UPS, we have the DHL, and also the God is Good Logistics. All of these are examples of what? The logistics business. Then the fifth one, which is the hospitality. What does it mean, or what do we mean? We mean hotel. SWIFTtrip is coming to own its hotel. And we are not coming to build a cubicle. We are not coming to build something small. When we are building this, all of these services we are building, once it surfaces, you will see that we are building something massive. We've been able to secure our land. And what are we looking at erecting there? We are looking at erecting a 20-story building. A 20-story building in River State here, Port Harcourt, which is going to be the tallest building. Do your findings. It's going to be the what? Tallest building. Come and identify with SWIFTtrip. Soonest you will hit your chest and say, yes, I am a co-founder of this business that has a 20-story building. A 20-story standard hospitality building. Let us come together and make something massive. Let us cause a massive shift in our life. Like I said earlier on, you're not coming to choose which one you want or which one you love best. You are owning all of them. And some persons will be like, I don't like all of these things. They are saying that SWIFTtrip is going to make you a decillionaire, a trillionaire in dollars. Sir, let me tell you, SWIFTtrip selects its own. That is why I said earlier on, if it does not resonate with you, you can't be part of us. There are some persons that will say, I don't want to be a millionaire, I don't want to be a billionaire. They just want to be earning their thousands. And they are okay with that. If they hear something like this, they won't want to be part of it. Because it does not make sense to them. To them, it's not what they want. But there are people that are waiting for opportunity like this that will make them vetting trillionaires in dollars. Those are the people we are talking about. Those are the people we are calling out for. Wherever you are listening to us today, you know you are that kind of person. Please, do not hesitate. Join this moving train. Let us do something massive. Now let's quickly look at the next slide, which says, or which asks a very important question. And what's the question? Has SWIFTtrip gone live? Have we launched the business? All right, let's look at that. We say no, SWIFTtrip is currently at its development phase. And we are soliciting for co-owners. We are soliciting for co-founders, people that will come become co-owners and co-founders of this business. We have not launched a business yet. That is why we are here morning and night speaking, talking to you about SWIFTtrip. Talking about new people, talking about SWIFTtrip to new people, to also the old members. Let us come together and build this. It's an opportunity you shouldn't joke with. So we've not launched the business yet. That is why you cannot book the ride. You cannot book for accommodation. You can't book for flight. You can't do anything for now. Okay? So are you a student? Are you a teacher? Whatever your profession is, please come together. Let's build this. So long you can see it. So long it makes sense to you. Let us build something massive. Now, the subscription plan of SWIFT, how much is it going to cost you to be a co-owner in SWIFTtrip? Let's look at it. We say with $250, you can be a co-owner of this amazing business with as little as what, $250, approximately $385,500. You can own not just one of these services, but rather all of these services. And from this $250, it's not something you price. It's not something you will negotiate on. That, okay, I want to pay $150 because of so and so reason. No. It's $250 you're paying. And from this $250, $150 is used for what? The project, the SWIFTtrip project itself. While $100 is used for awareness fee. For those people that are actively campaigning about SWIFTtrip, that are bringing and talking to people about SWIFTtrip, they earn advertisement fee. So $100 plus $150 is a total of $250. So you can see that even you coming in, since it's not negotiable, the price is not negotiable, you're already paying the advertisement fee. So that is where the company gets its money to pay what? The co-owners of SWIFTtrip that are advertising SWIFTtrip. Now, by the time you've paid your $250, the company gives you what? Your ownership percentage, which is constant, 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. You earn from every transaction as a co-owner according to this ownership percentage. As a co-owner of SWIFTtrip, you're simply earning according to this ownership percentage, which is 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Now, let's look at the next slide, which is asking us a question still. When will SWIFTtrip go live? Since we haven't launched the business yet, when are we going to launch the business? It's very simple. We say SWIFTtrip profit ownership is what? 5% in volume. 5% in volume is what a company is giving to the masses out there to consume. But then the company still says that we don't need to consume all of this 5% before we launch the business. No, we can launch this business at the consumption of what? 3% ownership. At the consumption of what? 3% of this 5%. It's a milestone that every one of us are working towards. Towards sell off 3% of the ownership given to us by the company. Then we'll launch the business. By the time we've launched the business, we have 2% left. These 2% will be sold or will be selling after the launch of the business. The only difference is that it will be selling at a very high price, which is, we say, at least $200 million. $200,000, sorry. $200,000, which is approximately 200 million naira for 1 unit. 1 unit, you'll have the privilege now to get at $250. Soonest, by the time the business is launched, you'll be selling for 200 million naira, approximately $200,000. Now, like I said, this 3% is a milestone. And how many units are there in this 3%? 2,400,000 units are in this 3%. It simply means we are launching this business. Since we say we are launching at the sales of 3%, then in other words, it simply means we are launching at the reach of 2 million, at the sales of 2,400,000 node units. I will still explain further. Let's look at the next slide. Remember, minimum volume to sell is 3%. Now, what is your ownership percentage as a co-owner of SWIFTtrip, which I said is constant, 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Now, 3 divided by 0.0 in 5 places, 125. Do not add a percentage sign, okay? If you do 3 divided by 0.0 in 5 places, 125, you will get 2,400,000 node unit. That's how we got the 2,400,000 node unit, okay? And now, as a co-owner, you have the privilege to buy multiple units, selling for what? A slashed price of $50. Don't worry, as we proceed, once we get to that place, we'll talk more about it. So let us quickly run to the next slide, which shows us that this business is a global business indeed. Why? Because we were launching this business in Nigeria and in the United Kingdom before scaling global. Okay? Now, these are the first 2 countries of launch. Now, here are our certificates of incorporation. We have the CAC certificate. We have the EFCC certificate. We also have the United Kingdom certificate. Note, all of these certificates are bearing the company's name, which is SWIFTtrip Technologies Ltd. Okay, so in case you're doing your findings and you're seeing, maybe you're seeing, checking the registration number or the company's number, and you're seeing SWIFTtrip Technology, please do well to know that SWIFTtrip Technologies is the name of the company, while SWIFTtrip is one of the services that we are rendering, which is the e-taxi aspect of it. Okay, so I believe that is well understood. So like I said, you can see our certificate, the CAC certificate, the EFC certificate, and also the United Kingdom certificate. Now let's move to the next slide, which is asking us what makes SWIFTtrip stand out. I'll just touch this a little. Now, one of the things that makes SWIFTtrip stand out is something that we are introducing. We are the first company to introduce that thing that makes SWIFTtrip stand out. Because you might be here and asking, okay, all of these services we are rendering, they are not new. We have Uber, we have InDrive, we have Airwick, we have ValueJet, we have Jumia, we have GG, we have Eco Hotel, we have Residential Hotel, we have DHL, we have God is Good Logistics. So they are not new. So is it not that if we launch this business, it simply means you are coming to compete with these people? No, we are not competing. Like I said, we have something that is like a magnet that will attract the customers to SWIFTtrip. And what is that? It is no other but the PYC. As you can see on the screen, it says, introducing Pay Your Customers. Introducing what? PYC. That is what it stands for, Pay Your Customers. Now, before now, we are aware of the traditional KYC, which is Know Your Customers. Yes, every one of us are aware of that KYC. Now, SWIFTtrip, we've looked at it. We said, sir, man, this is not enough. Like the CEO will always say, who does know your customer help? He does not help anybody. So, this era is the era whereby our customers need to be on what? Payroll. That anytime they patronize the company, they earn from that patronage. Has it ever happened before? No. We are the first company coming with that, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Now look at it. Sorry. Look at it. Imagine you patronizing or booking a ride from Port Harcourt to Lagos State, and getting to Lagos State, somebody or the driver or the company sent you an SMS saying, thank you, Mr. They won't call you by your name. Thank you, Mr. Favorinami, for patronizing us. Hope to see you next time. And you are happy because they mentioned you and they appreciated you in their own way. And you're like, okay, in your next trip back to Port Harcourt, you will book this same company. But after you must have finished with the activities there in Lagos, now you're coming back to Port Harcourt. You missed the bus and you need to be in River State that day. You then decide to patronize another company entirely, and they render the same service, comfortable ride. You alighted at River State, Port Harcourt, and you alighting, you did not get any SMS of appreciation for patronizing the company, but rather what you got was a percentage of what you paid. You paid the same amount with this one and also the other. Now, you're getting there, you got what? A percent, let's say 2% of the money you paid, which you can withdraw at any time. Sir, man, be sincere to yourself. Which one would you appreciate the more? Is it the one that sent you an SMS and you didn't earn anything, or the one that did not send you an SMS but you earned from that patronage? The truth is, we will all appreciate the one that we earned from. We'll all appreciate the one that we earned from. That is the thing. So, do you think that passenger who booked the ride is next going? He will want to go back to the one that sent him SMS? No, he will want to patronize the one that pays him. That is the PYC we are talking about. Now, this applies to all of our services. The aviation, the e-taxi, the aviation, the e-commerce, the logistics, and also the hospitality. Whenever a person patronizes the company, they earn from that patronage. Globally. It does not matter if the transaction happens in Nigeria, even if it happens outside Nigeria, they patronize the company, that passenger will earn, or that customer will earn from that patronage. So you can see that PYC alone is like a magnet that will attract the people. Why? Because it might look small. Incentive, yes. No matter how small it is, we don't joke with incentive. So that will cause a massive shift. And on our advice to everyone listening to us, every business owner, every CEO out there, is for you to better implement the PYC concept in your business. If not, you will lose your customers to companies that are operating with the word PYC concept. It's as simple as that. I believe that is clear enough. The PYC is that thing that makes us stand out from other companies. Now, let's look at the next slide, which is asking us, who is the brain behind SWIFTtrip? Who is the brain behind this business? Let's look at him. He is no other but Honorable Richard Nnadi. He is the founder and the CEO of SWIFTtrip, a Nigerian, a young, vibrant, and pragmatic man, an energetic man. He is the brain behind this amazing vision. These are the kind of leaders we want. Leaders that can impart in the life of the society. Leaders that can impart to the world. These are the leaders we are looking for. And when you hear him speaks, he speaks audaciously. So many persons may not like the way he speaks, but a whole lot of persons love the way he speaks. Because when he speaks like a lion. He roars. That is why every co-founder of SWIFTtrip, we are all lion and lioness. He says, if what you are saying or what we are saying to you is too massive for you, you can chicken out. Because we are not looking for chickens. We are not looking for chickens. We are looking for what? Lions. People that will say, no, you see this, let us move with it. I will run with it. Those are the kind of people we are looking for. That's the kind of people he's looking for. And we are so happy that this vision is coming from Nigeria. From a black man. So many persons have already written Nigerians off. They've already written Africans off, that nothing good can come out of this nation. And do you know the funniest part of it? Even we, the Nigerians, most of us has written the country off. That nothing good can come out of this country. But then, that is happening because you have decided. You've already conceived that thought in you. And that is the power of the mind. It will make everything work out that way for you. You'll begin to see things in that light. That is no longer light, in that darkness. Yes. Because we have something powerful, which is the mind. The same mind you have, that's the same mind Honorable Richard have. He was able to just utilize it in a way that some of us won't utilize it. Think big. Think massive. And whatever you think can come to reality, it will definitely come to reality. So long you can think it, you can what? Become it. That is why we said the one greater than Elon Musk is here. Yes. It might only what? Tarry. But it will definitely come to pass. Yes, it's part of the price. Nothing good comes easily. It takes time. And this time and patience is what majority of the people don't have. They want what? Instant gratification. They don't have the time. And that is why you will see most people are unsuccessful. They are what? Unsuccessful. Congratulations to you who have identified with a great mind like this. Yeah, every day we enrich our mind with the endless possibilities that await us in SWIFTtrip. And do you think it's a place you don't want to be? It's a place you have to be. When others are lamenting, when others are complaining, in SWIFTtrip we are reminding ourselves of the endless possibility that awaits us in this magnificent business. That is why we say in SWIFTtrip you are not just buying a shares, you are buying a legacy. We are building. I wish I can just open your mind to see what awaits us in the future. That is why the seal will still tell you to begin to see yourself as a non-ordinary person, as a no-ordinary person. See yourself as a decillionaire, a virgin trillionaire. See yourself communicating from the SWIFTtrip airport office. You have your office there. See, begin to speak as an owner of an airport, like an owner of an airport. And when you see it, when the time you begin to speak like that, the people you are talking with, as you are speaking, it is making sense to them. It is entering. You cannot be telling someone that they say we'll become owner of an airport. Does it? Then say, who is them say? Speak and act like it. You will become an owner of an airport. We appreciate the CEO so much for awakening every sleeping giant in us. Every sleeping dream. Every weak dream, or not weak dream, every sleeping dream, if I may put it that way. He has awakened it. Through what? The things he has opened our eyes to see. And if you can put 50%, 70, 80, 90% of all of the things you've been hearing or you've been learning from the CEO to practice, you will see your life will have a drastic change positively. So we are happy, so happy for the person that the Lord has given this vision. And not just that, we are also happy for him availing himself to be the vision bearer of this business. And everything needed, resources, people, will be bestowed onto him to make SWIFTtrip a reality. In the name of Jesus. Amen and amen. All right. So, you've seen the CEO and you've seen that he's a Nigerian. And I want you to know that you being a Nigerian, being an African is not a mistake. It's not what? A mistake. And he has said that countless times. It's not a mistake. So utilize the fact that you're a Nigerian. Utilize that opportunity, because there are people out there that are even waiting or they are wishing they are Nigerians. Very true. Look at the world today. You are calling the best whatever, the best whatever, the best whatever. Check if you will not see Nigerians there. These are Nigerians like you. Do you know the difference between you and them? They use the power of their mind very well, positively. While some of us used it towards negatively, and in short, we've sealed it that nothing good can come out of SWIFTtrip. Nothing good can come out of Nigeria. Of course, we know something massive is coming out from SWIFT. It's sprouting from Nigeria, and by the time it sprouts, it's like a tree that shields. It's coming like a tree that shields the world. When I shared that dream, I said I think I shared it sometimes with the CEO. I said SWIFTtrip is like, I saw it in the dream, a tree that is sprouting, a very mighty tree, shielding the world. Shielding the world. Like an umbrella. That was what I saw. And it's definitely going to happen. In short, it's happening already. Come together, let us build something massive. Alongside Honorable Richard Anadi. He is the Honorable of SWIFTtrip, not a politician. SWIFTtrip will change our life for good. Now, let's look at the next slide, which says, how you profit as a co-owner in SWIFTtrip. In less than 10 minutes, I should be done with this slide, or at most in 10 minutes. Now, we want to know how you benefit as a co-owner or a co-founder of this business. This is very important to some of us that are joining for the very first time or watching us for the very first time. Now, we are looking at two ways. There are two ways rather you can earn in SWIFTtrip as a co-founder. Number one, it's how you earn in the future. What do we mean the future? By the time this business is in operation, by the time this business is launched, there's a way you can earn there. And also, the other is how you earn in the now. So first off, we will take the how you earn in the future before we look at how you earn in the now. So let's go. We want to look at a transaction. We want to bring one of our service, one of the services you are rendering, which is the e-taxi, as a case study here. And we are assuming, remember we have 5 services, right? We want to assume, or we want to look at it that if one trip, remember I said earlier on that you're earning according to your transaction from every single patronage, right? Every single trip, every single patronage, you're earning according to your ownership percentage. Now, one trip took place in Nigeria or in the United States, and the price of trip is not constant, it's not fixed. It's something that will be determined by the distance covered, right? Now, let us just calculate that this one trip that took place cost 10,000 naira. No, that it cost 8,000 naira here in Nigeria, as you can see on the screen, or $10 in the United States. So, if it costs this amount, how much will me, favoring me, how much will you, listening to me, as a co-owner who owns 0.0 in 5 places, 125%, earn from this one transaction? It's very simple. How do you do that? You do 8,000 naira, which is the cost of the trade, multiply by your ownership percentage. This time around, you add the percentage, which is 8,000 times 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. What is it going to give you? 0.0 in 3 places, 1 kobo. Now, you do that of $10 multiplied by 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. If you do that, you will get 0.0 in 6 places, 125 cents. Exactly, it's not small. You might look at it and say it's small. Sir, ma, when we say SWIFTtrip is going to make you a virgin trillionaire in dollars, it is this cent and this kobo that will make you and I that. Remember, we are earning worldwide. When this thing begins to happen in volumes, when it begins to happen all over the world, you will see that indeed it's capable of making you what? A decillionaire, a virgin trillionaire in dollars in the nearest future. So don't look at this and say it's very small. Huh? Now let's look at how this cent, this kobo can make us millions, billions, trillions, decillions, and virgin trillions in dollars. How cent and kobo can make us all of these. Let's look at where we could be in 5 years from now. We are looking at 5 years. All of these I skipped are per day analysis, okay? So let's just skip to where we could be in 5 years. Since we want to work with volume. Where we could be in 5 years. And this is a worst case scenario we are bringing out. Okay, a worst case scenario. This worst case scenario now, we are looking at SWIFTtrip has launched business and SWIFTtrip has been in existence or not in existence. SWIFTtrip has been in operation for 5 years. After the launch of the business, we've been in operation for 5 good years. Now I want to look at how much would I have made as a co-owner of this business? How much would I have made from this business in the space of 5 years? Now, first of all, in 5 years' time, we are looking at a worst-case scenario of performing like business did not go as planned. We are looking at performing 50 trillion trips worldwide. We are accumulating all the trips that took place all over the world. And we are saying all of them cost, if we accumulate all of them together, it gave us a total of 50 trillion trips. And not just that, we are also saying that this 50 trillion trip cost $10 or 8,000 naira, just like we calculated for the per trip analysis. It's not possible now for all the trip to cost $10 or 8,000 naira. But because we are calculating, let's just stick to a particular figure. And remember, we calculated for $10 on $8 for per trip, and it gave us 0.0 in 6 places 125 cents, or 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo. Now, we are bringing this profit together, or we are bringing this profit out. Now, multiply your per trip profit in dollar times the 50 trillion trip performed globally. If you do that, what you will get is $6.25 million for a worst case scenario. Now you do that of 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo times 50 trillion trips, you will get what? 5 billion naira. This is what volume can do. This is the power of what? Volume. You can see how cent and kobo has yielded for us millions and billions in naira and in dollars. For a worst case scenario. And you are here, you think it's not possible that SWIFTtrip will perform 50 trillion trip in 5 years after launch. Sir, what year do you think is possible? All I know is that a time will come, by the time we accumulate all the trip, it must have given to us 50 trillion trips in total. And do you think that is going to happen in 10 years, in 20 years, in 50 years, whatever year? The thing is, it must definitely happen. But then look at what you're earning from it. And it will excite me to let you know that this is just from one service, which is what? The e-taxi. The what? E-taxi. We haven't calculated for aviation, e-commerce, logistics, or the hospitality. This is just e-taxi. That is why we say the power of a system gives you the privilege to sleep and earn. Look at how your asset has grown in the space of 5 years. A business you came with $150 has yielded for you $6.25 million or 5 billion naira with your constant ownership of 0.0 in 5 places 125%. Manpower or manual labor cannot take you far at all. Leverage on the power of what? System. Identify with a global system. That is why we say SWIFTtrip is going to make you a virgin trillionaire in dollars. Whether you believe it or not, it is definitely going to make you a virgin trillionaire in dollars. Some of us might be here, we've never even heard of decillion. That is the power of a business like SWIFTtrip. Before now, I never knew something like virgin trillion existed. But SWIFTtrip opened my eyes, opened the eyes of everyone here to see that there is more in the financial cap than we ever imagined. Do you know how many zeros are in virgin trillion? It's much. You can do your findings as well. So, we've been able to show you how you earn in the future. Now, let us come back quickly to the now, which is how you earn in the now. I wonder how someone will see the analysis I just showed to them now and decide not to be part of it. Would you still decide not to be part of it after showing you a worst case scenario analysis? I believe your answer should be no. Now, like I said, let us quickly look at how you earn in the now. And we say we have a corporate global challenge. Yes, we have a corporate global challenge. Now, the speed to our global success depends on the speed at which you and I collectively solve this global challenge. What is the challenge is the question. We say 2,400,000 node units to be sold is the challenge. Where do I get 2,400,000 persons? Where do you expect Honorable Richard Nadi to get 2,400,000 persons? We can't. That is why we say it's a collective one. Together, everyone achieve more. Team. We are working as a team in order to actualize these numbers. So let us come together and achieve more. The quicker we come together to achieve this, the quicker we attain the 2.4 million units you are looking for. Okay? Now, let's look at this next slide, which still tells us that as a co-owner of this business, as a co-founder of this business, every time you solve a unit of this challenge, you get paid. Every time you solve a unit of this challenge, you get paid. Now, how do you solve this challenge? Let's look at that. We say, become an active campaigner. Sell units of SWIFTtrip ownership and earn massively from SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund. Become an active campaigner by using your mouth, your voice to talk to people, to share the good news of SWIFTtrip to the people out there, and earn excessively from SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund. Now, let's look at how much is available in SWIFTtrip for you and I to earn from. We say SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund is $238,867,800. That is what is available. And how did we get this? Hint, as you can see on the screen, $100. Remember earlier on we said $100 is for advert bonus, right? Or advertisement fee. Now $100 multiplied by the units yet to be sold in SWIFTtrip give us this figure. Okay, $100 times unsold units of SWIFTtrip gave us this figure. That's how we got it. Like we said, it's not negotiable. It's not something you will say, I want to pay just $150. I don't want to campaign about SWIFTtrip. No, you pay the $250. Now let's look at the next slide, which says SWIFTtrip campaign pays. How you earn as a campaigner from SWIFTtrip campaign sponsorship pool fund. Now, please take notes that SWIFTtrip gives you the privilege to earn up to your 4th generation. For instance, I tell someone about SWIFTtrip and that person registers. That person is my 1st generation. If that person tells someone else, that person is my 2nd generation. If that my 2nd generation tells another person and the person registers, that person is my 3rd generation. If my 3rd generation tells another person and the person registers, that person is now my 4th generation. Okay, so if I go ahead out there and talk to people about SWIFTtrip and I met Mr. A said he loves it, he wants to be part of it, and Mr. A pays $250. From that $250, he gets registered and I earn $70 advertisement fee. As you can see on the screen. Why? Because he is my direct success line. So from my 2nd indirect success line, I earn $15. From my 3rd indirect success line, I earn $10. From my 4th indirect success line, I earn what? $5. Now $70 plus $15, that is $85, plus $10, that is $95, plus $5, that is $100. You can see how the $100 has been shared. Now, that's not all. You can see that all of these things we are even earning. We are earning more with just our voice. We are earning more than some people, than lots of persons. How many companies out there are paying minimum wage? $70 is more than that. So let us come together and build something. There is enough waiting for you and I here in SWIFTtrip. Like I said, that is not all. We also have extra campaign cash award. You love the incentives you're getting, the $70 you're getting. You talk to more persons, and you're able to have registered 50 persons directly under you. The company still calls you and say, Mr. Orinami, take this. Excuse me. Take this $50. It's an appreciation fee to tell you thank you for all you do for SWIFTtrip. And then I appreciate it. The company sees me as what? SWIFTtrip runner. And I love it. I love the incentive I've gotten still. And I talk to more persons, and I've been able to register 500 persons directly under me. The company calls me and says, Mr. Rinami, here is $1,000. Take it. This is to say thank you for all you do for SWIFTtrip. And I am considered SWIFTtrip icon. And I talk to more persons, and I've been able to register 5,000 persons directly under me. The company calls me again and says, Mr. Orinami, here is this $10,000. Take it to say thank you for all you do for SWIFTtrip. Then I am considered the face of SWIFTtrip. So you can see that if you're actively campaigning about SWIFTtrip, you will earn massively now that we are even yet to launch the business. So it is just for you to decide to campaign actively about SWIFTtrip. And to everyone who has been campaigning actively, we say congratulations and thank you very much for all you do for SWIFTtrip. We really appreciate you. And our advice to you is, do not miss SWIFTtrip profit ownership offer for any reason. Don't let your pastor talk you out. Don't let your mentor talk you out. Don't let your siblings, your parents talk you out, or your friends. Be responsible for your decision. And tomorrow, you'll be glad that you took the bold step that most persons wouldn't want to take. Together, we will bounce right to the top. Now, the next slide shows us the subscription slide. You say subscribe now. Make your payment of $250 to the company's account, which is Swiftify Technologies Ltd FCMB, and you make your payment to the company's account, which is 200-460-7389. I'll take that again, 200-460-7389. And our advice and our plea is that you shouldn't make your payment to someone else's account or an individual account. The person met you and said, you can pay to my account, I'm an admin. If you check the WhatsApp, I'm an admin. No, please. Or maybe the person comes up with one thing or the other. Please make sure all your payments goes to the company's account. Okay. Then you send your proof of payment to your sponsor. Who is your sponsor? The person that told you about SWIFTtrip. That person is your sponsor. The person that shared the link to you, the person that you viewed it on his or her status, that person is your sponsor. You send your proof of payment to your sponsor alongside your full name, your email, and your phone number. No nickname, please. Your real name, email, and phone number. These are the details you will send to your sponsor. Then your sponsor will help you reach out to the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in your state or country. And if there's no hub admin there, your sponsor will reach out to the international admin of SWIFTtrip. That is the number on the screen, 080-366-95332. Then a node ID will be given to you, which will be used for your registration, because in SWIFTtrip we don't share registration link. It simply means you who is coming in cannot register yourself. You must pass through the person that told you about SWIFTtrip. Why? Because it is a closed system. Okay. Now, you want to make your payment via USDT wallet address. Go to the company's website, which is www.seedinvest.swifttripcampaign.com. I repeat, www.seedinvest.swifttripcampaign.com. There you will get the wallet addresses, the TRC20, the BEP20, the BTC wallet address. They are all there. And you also want to know the conversion rate of $250. Visit the website. You will get all of these. There you will see what we have. You will see we have the USD inflow, and by the right hand you will see the USD outflow. Now, from that USD outflow, that is used for the company to pay advert bonus to everyone who are campaigning about SWIFTtrip. Okay? Why the USD inflow is for you who is coming into the company and you want to register as a co-owner. Let me quickly show that to us so that we can see it. Okay? For the benefit of those that are connecting with us for the very first time, let me just quickly go to the website so we can see that. All right? If you are in this channel, if you're in this meeting today, you have access to this channel. All right, this is it. See